But let's just start talking about the immune system. Now, the entire basis of modern quote unquote vaccines is based on this two compartment model of the immune system. And that two compartment model basically says you have the innate immune system and the adaptive. It's a two-box model, which dates back to 1915. And when a pathogen hits you, your innate immune system kicks on with various cells like macrophages, killer cells, and these are like the Marines. They try to take out the virus, and I'll draw this out for you shortly. And if this fails, then your adaptive immune system kicks in, and this creates antibodies. And the concept of vaccines was to not wait for the pathogen to hit you. You hit a vaccine and you generate these antibodies. And you can see many, many videos that I've done before, and you can hear about them. Someone just said, I started to watch you in 2019. You were phenomenal. Yeah. So I did these videos back then. And so some of this is review material. And what that old model of the immune system had no idea about was the interferon system, which is the interface between the innate and the adaptive. And my research work at MIT, I did a lot of this work understanding this very complex interferon system, modeling it, etc. But what I want to let you know that this systems view of the immune system goes beyond just this two-box model and reveals that we need a systems immunology. And in fact, even an article came out 2018 saying that the entire modern immune system is based on a 1915 model and it needs a major upgrade. And that major upgrade is not only the interferon system, but this. And this systems architecture that I'm sharing with you here goes back to work that I'd done in 2019 before the quote unquote pandemic came, where I was asked to deliver at the Prestige Lecture at the National Science Foundation, a modern theory of the immune system. And this is what the real immune system is. And that immune system, Suresh Kumar says, I would be taking these updated shots. If I hadn't watched Dr. Shiva, I'd be probably 6 feet under. There you go, Suresh. We know our work has saved a lot of people, but what we see here, it's come through education. So when you take a systems approach, the old model of the immune system only had the two black boxes. The truth of the immune system is we have the microbiome, all those good bacteria in your gut, and the virome, right? It should really be virome, the neural system, the gut-brain axis. This is a much more comprehensive understanding of the immune system. And what I want to now do is I'm going to really educate all of you step by step into really walking through what the immune system, how it actually works. You're going to learn some really good biology. And in order to do that, the best way to do it is to do it through some drawings. But first of all, please understand that this is the actual immune system. It's not just these two boxes. However, the entire basis of vaccines, which I've been talking about since 2019 for my PhD work, is this much more complex immune system. So the whole goal is you give someone a jab and you get the immune system and you should be fine. It's a very fucked up model, excuse my scientific assessment of it, because you have all of these other systems. So just because you're generating antibodies and you're subverting all of these other processes doesn't mean you're getting a healthy immune system. And the problem is, as I keep saying, this is why all of you should become truth, freedom, and health warriors, because you'll understand the politics of this. We choke freedom. 99% of the biologists in academia and the scientists are basically prostitutes right now. You pay them enough money and they'll publish whatever you want them to publish. And we here at Truth, Freedom, and Health have a very powerful technology, which I'll talk about, called CytoSolve, which allows us to disintermediate academia and really bring truth. It's really the scientific source of truth. That's what CytoSolve is. And I'll talk more about that in the context of MV25. But let me, first of all, now really take you on an educational tour. Part of this I did before, but it's never good to, it always helps to repeat stuff. But let me go here and really talk about, first of all, I want to educate all of you on what is transcription and translation. What happens at the cellular level when your DNA creates messenger RNA to create proteins? This is really first knowledge. We're going to go through a series of drawings. And please, if you have pen and paper, you can follow along with me, because you're going to learn basically a couple of years of biology in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And that's what we do in this movement, truthfreedomandhealth.com. And one of the ways you can support all this education is contribute. Go to truthfreedomandhealth.com, support, and do it for yourself. But let's begin here. So let me begin here by, first of all, imagine this paper represents a cell, and I'm going to sort of zoom in on one half of the cell. So over here, let's assume this is the nucleus, okay? This is the nucleus of the cell, and we're looking out across the cell. And this would actually be the nuclear membrane. If we want to put here, nuclear membrane. So here's the nucleus of the cell. Now, inside the nucleus, you're going to have double-stranded DNA, double deoxyribonucleic acid. And DNA, it literally consists of these staircases, and each stair step in the DNA here, each of these little stair steps is what's known as a codon, and a set of them code for amino acids, and a group of amino acids create what's called a protein. And this will be very, very important when you want to understand what a spike protein is. Now, if we zoom in on this, one of the interesting processes that takes place is a process called transcription. And we're going to walk through what transcription is. Transcription is a process where the DNA literally opens up a piece of it, and we transcribe like a little piece of this staircase to create what's called messenger RNA. All right. And let's look at that. So I'm going to explode this out. So this is all those stair steps of codons: A, G, C, T, adenine, guanine, tyrosine, etc. And this is, so I've zoomed in on a piece of the DNA, and this piece of DNA during transcription, this one half of it will transcribe to its mirror half. I'm going to draw it here to create this mirror half. And it's a little piece. It's this little piece here. And this is messenger RNA. So this is mRNA. And it's DNA. DNA, just to be clear, is deoxyribo. It's the two helices. RNA is one piece of it. So during transcription at the cellular level, what happens is the DNA opens up and your DNA codes for messenger RNA. That's called transcription. And this messenger RNA leaves the nuclear membrane. It leaves, and this is this little piece of messenger RNA, which is essentially a series of codons, which is a blueprint for creating a protein. So this is mRNA. This is happening every instant in your body. So transcription at the DNA level, your DNA opens up, and there's ways that it opens up, and it transcribes that piece, that set of base pairs to create this messenger RNA, which is literally a blueprint for creating protein. So just keep it simple. Transcription creates messenger RNA, which leaves a nucleus, which is a blueprint for creating a piece of protein sequence. So sorry about that. Let's go here. All right. So this happens, and the messenger RNA, where does it go? Well, the messenger RNA, so this is if this is a nucleus here, this is now the cytoplasm of the cell. And by the way, over here is the cell membrane. This is the cell membrane. Again, we're looking at a half of a cell. All right. And this is the outside of the cell. So what happens is this messenger RNA will go to sort of this, I call it the Xerox machine, but it does more than that. This is called a ribosome. It's pretty amazing what this does. So this messenger RNA ends up over here at the ribosome. So it's now here, and it's got all of these codons, these base sequences. And the ribosome knows how to read each of these codons. A set of codons, like this group of codons, may code for a particular amino acid. And this may code for different amino acids. And just to give you the basic science of it, groups of amino acids make a protein. So what's a protein? Write it down. A protein is a set of amino acids, and a group of codons codes for amino acid. So what happens here is translation takes place. So at this point we have translation. So transcription was the creation of mRNA. mRNA goes over to the ribosome, and translation takes place. So the ribosome reads this sequence, and guess what it does? For every little one of these sequences, amino acid, boom, sequences, an amino acid comes up, and boom, another one. And it's essentially building a protein structure, a polypeptide. So here we have a protein come out. All right. And this is called a protein or polypeptide, sequence of amino acids. Everyone got it? So this is the first step that you need to understand: transcription, translation. But here the key thing is your body, your own cell generates the mRNA. The mRNA goes to a ribosome, and out comes a polypeptide. This is your protein. And this may stay in the cell. So this may hang out in the cell. And this protein may help some other function. This may help some other function in the cell, or it may leave the cell, this protein, and do some function outside. But this is pretty much the nuts and bolts of basic biology 101. No, I did not take the vaccine, and I will never take the vaccine. No. And if you want to take the vaccine, it's up to you. Dion Gray's asking, no, thank you for me. No, thank you. No, thank you. Dr. Shiva did not take the vaccine. Anyway, so there you go. So just understand this is basic biology. DNA creates mRNA. This is called transcription. The mRNA goes to the ribosome, and the ribosome reads off groups of codons to create amino acids, which are interconnected to create the protein. Protein may function here, may go outside. Any questions on that? All right, good.